Welcome back to the channel. This is your boy Rich Latta here, back with another video. Today we're going to be talking about Paige Beckers possibly not playing for the Dallas Wings next year, possibly pulling an Eli Manning and forcing her way either out of the draft or to another franchise. I thought originally this was just some kind of wacky conspiracy theory from, folks on WNBA Twitter and just kind of having sour grapes that the Wings ended up with the first pick and she's not going to play with, like somewhere like the LA Sparks or like a bigger name franchise or with, a certain group of players or anything like that. And I thought, and I was like, oh, whatever. We'll get to, May in the draft and she'll go right to Dallas. But the more that I'm hearing legitimate people put their names on this, it has made me reconsider the possibilities. And I think we should talk about them and see exactly what that would mean, how people would look at Paige Beckers, if she basically pulled that Eli Manning. And if you aren't familiar, pulling an Eli Manning is basically saying, I'm not playing for your franchise if you select me. I will make it very difficult. Now, does Paige Beckers have the cachet to do that? I don't know. It would kind of be something that I can't think that any, number one prospect has ever done in the WNBA. Maybe, they have, but I just don't have knowledge of it. The special case that Paige is, she's not someone that is hurting for money. I don't think the slots in between, the 1, the 2 are all that different. I don't think she's coming back to UConn for a 6th possible year. That just sounds ridiculous on his face. And, she's already in her 5th year, senior year. She is having a season that is not like, oh, this is no doubt it's the number 1 pick. A lot of that stuff is based on what her high school recruiting was. It's like, oh, yeah, she's the prodigy, stuff like that. But, like, when you look at it, someone like Olivia Miles fully could be the number 1 pick just, based off of production and talent and stuff like that. And Paige has already, had some, knickknacks with, diving on the ground and, not coming up, just ready to go and healthy and everything like that. So I think that would definitely be a conversation to have if you are the, Wings. Just let's say, everything was on the up and up. I think you should be considering Olivia Miles. With Paige, Unrivaled could play a big role in this because she's going to make a lot of money doing that. She's already got an NIL deal with them. Let's say she finishes out this season, right? Goes through, and she's like, all right, I'll just wait until Unrivaled. With that, she would kind of miss her presumed rookie year next summer, which is the 1 year the WNBA has before the possible lockout. And the way things are looking, it kind of looks like that. If Paige is not already committed to a franchise, then it would be, another season that she would kind of have to be on the outside, almost as like an international player. It seems like in that case, she would just have to skip altogether and keep letting, her buzz build. Like, where will Paige go? And you draw that out as long as possible. And that could possibly like help her from a star perspective because she's already got plenty of deals with Nike and they will find ways to, kind of keep her going. It seems like such a, for lack of a better word, like a prima donna move, I think. I think a lot of people would prefer her to just enter the draft, play where, you think you're going to go, like the Dallas team. But I think if you're Paige, you should kind of explore every option that works, best for you, because kind of once you commit, to being in the WNBA draft, at least 4 years, you're on your rookie deal, you're kind of stuck. And if you have this one option to kind of dictate your future, I think you should at least examine it. Think about it. Don't make it easy for, the WNBA, or don't make it easy for anyone. And even like, I think it would be a nightmare scenario if she came back for a 6th UConn season. It would just be like, wow, it took you 6 years to possibly win a national championship if she didn't get one this year. If she gets one this year, all bets are off. I think she's coming out no matter what. But say she does not win, the championship that 5th year, right? I don't know how she could. I don't know what the jokes would be like if she's 25 years old, essentially, by the time she comes out. I don't know if Unrivaled would be like happy about her possibly going back for a 6th season in, Storrs, Connecticut. And how long does Gino want to keep doing this? I think that's something else to add there. And they've got to turn over that roster to Sarah Strong, eventually anyway. So let's take a look at this video from Howard Medgall, who is one of the more respected WNBA journalists, runs the 9 newsletter.
Things that you hear is that's going to take some convincing.
I have reported over at the 9 newsletter that there is a widely held belief around the league that she is going to go full Eli Manning.
Yeah, which could be a benefit to Washington, could also be a benefit to LA, a couple of other places that are on her list. We know she's quite fond of the DC area. We know that playing with Cameron Brink and Rickea Jackson would be quite fun. And for someone whose brand value is as big as Paige Beckers, LA would probably be fairly kind. And who knows?
So shout out to Hoffman's Women's Sports and Howard Medgall. I do wonder where that puts her, with USA Basketball, and would she be allowed to start participating in that if she is not a WNBA player? I don't know how the organizations are linked or not. What do you think about her possibly skipping the draft or moving herself around that way she does not get drafted first overall by Dallas? Do you think that this is a prima donna like move? Do you think it is a smart move for her? I don't know. As long as she doesn't come back to UConn, I don't think I have an issue really with whatever she does, because ultimately it's her career. It's not anyone else's. If you can control some of it, hey, why not? If I got the news that Sasu Sabali was not going to come back and it's just going to be her and Enrique, and they're going to have to build the rest of the team around that, and it's I don't know, it just seems like an organization that doesn't really have that spark, no pun intended, that something like an LA would. Location. I think another aspect of this story of why Dallas is being railed so hard against by a lot of people is it could be like a political thing. And I don't know. I think that's rather weak, because I think, there will be 13 teams in this league now, right? I don't think there's a utopia waiting at any franchise, just in the surrounding areas, anything like that. Like this country is going to be what this country is going to be. So you're not really running from anything in that case. I don't know. That whole thing is pretty weird to me, if this is a situation where people are trying to, spin a narrative that she shouldn't play there because of this and all that. I'm like, well, I think we need to move all our franchises to Mars then. It just doesn't really make much sense to me. But yeah, this turning from, what seemed to be a WNBA Twitter conspiracy into something real that could happen is something to take note of. So anyway, my name is Rich. I'm up out of here, and I'll holler at y'all next time. Peace. One lifetime.